That was real fun. I made a mistake. I started messing around and the table saw was still spinning. And I touched my, where it is? I touched my part against the table saw blade, and look at that. Can you imagine if that was my finger? So I need to make a new cross brace, and I have this wood. It's similarly colored. It's not exactly the same color. So I'm going to make it out of this. This is a nice hard wood. I'm probably going to make the floating tenons out of this too. So here we go. It's time to start mortising these leg pieces. I'm going to use floating tenons, and this is rather nerve-wracking for me right now because I'm not very good at mortising. So what I have done is I made a mortising jig, and it's pretty simple. It's just got a fence on one side and on the bottom, and then I have marked out the position for where the mortise is, and I already cut it out, obviously. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that in my vise, and then I'll have a leg with it. And then I've marked the center of each mortise on each leg, and those are going to go line up with this line here. And then I'll just cut out with a router using a template. One more. All my mortises are cut, and I'm ready to proceed to the next step. And that is going to be making the floating tenons for them. So I'm going to use this piece of stock right here. I'm not really sure what this wood is. It's actually pretty nice wood, and I use it often for picture frames. But this stuff is hard as a rock. So I think it'd make a really good floating tenon. I'm going to basically use a sander to correct those now misaligned joints. It looked like a simple glue up, but it turns out it's practically a rebuild of these chairs. So I have now got all my corners to match up nice and clean. Next step is to try to match this profile here And then it's going to be a matter of sanding the whole unit. I still have one crossbar to shape, and only one of these chairs has a seat in the back, so I need to make a seat in the back too. There was a substantial crack on this brace piece right here, down to there, and another one right here, and then a little chunk right there. Can you see it with my finger in the way? So anyways, I wanted to make sure that crack doesn't get worse. So what I did was I got some super glue. All I have is thick. And what I did was I put it in the crack and I used a toothpick to encourage it to go into the cracks. Then I got some clamps and I clamped sideways and long ways. And I used some accelerator. And I think the crack is basically gone now. With some sanding, it will never be seen again. If you watch my videos very much, you'll know that I really hate staining wood. And this is why. I picked a stain color that was rather light, and it turned this wood very dark. So the next step is going to be to make the seat for the second chair that I don't have a seat back for. I think I'm just going to go with slat type seats that I did for the the bar height stools that I did a while back. But now I've got to fabricate a brace to hold those slats. So here we go. I'm using pliers to hold the dowel plugs as I bang them in because they're kind of shallow and I don't want to bang my fingers. These chairs are completed and ready to be delivered, except for one small thing, and that is the earth is a little unstable. So it's made worse by where it's sitting right now, but it's still pretty bad. So the chairs are done, and I have resolved the rocking issue. There's no rock left. And now I have my trusty assistant risk life and limb to determine if this chair will hold a very beautiful and wonderful amount of weight.
No.
That looks good. Finally, just remember, after every woodworking project, you should always count your fingers. You end with 10, good job.